Hi, so if you're preparing for an open abdominal hysterectomy, this video is for you. I had one back in November, and when I was preparing for it, I found almost no videos on open hysterectomies. Most everything that I found was for laparoscopic, and these are two totally different animals, and so I really wanted to pay it forward and let you know the things that I found that made my recovery so much easier. So we're gonna dive right into it. So I wanna start with nightgowns. You're gonna spend the most time in your nightgowns, and they need to be comfortable. This is something that you wouldn't really think a lot about. You're gonna want to be unrestricted. You're not gonna want anything that puts pressure on your stomach. You're really gonna have like heightened sensitivity in your abdominal region. And so you want something that isn't going to cling to you, but you also don't want something that is so big or so loose that when you're in bed that it just wraps around you or you get twisted up in it. That is such a pet peeve of mine. And so this nightgown was really the perfect combination of everything. It was it is super soft. I'm actually wearing it right now. It's super, super soft. It's short enough that it doesn't get twisted up when you're in bed. And it's also not restrictive, but yet it's baggy enough that it's not tugging on anything. This nightgown was literally perfect. It never gave me any issues. I never thought about it, and I was always comfortable in it. And then the other thing that is going to become so important is that you're going to want something that can give you compression in that area. And they make these binders. I think one of my doctors gave me a binder, but every single one that I've looked at or tried, it is so restrictive and just hard, and it's not comfortable. It doesn't sit right. What I found, and I don't know if I came up with this on my own or if I saw it on somebody else's page, but it's these large 6-inch Ace bandage wrap style things. It's not the Ace brand. This is some sort of like off-brand that I found on Amazon, which I will put in the description. Premium elastic bandage wraps. They come in a 4-pack, and they are a 6-inch cotton compression wrap. And what I loved about them is that you can just wrap them around you and in the tightness that you desire, and also in the areas that you desire. And they are like super supportive, but they have enough give in them that you can sit, you can lay down. And then when they get dirty, you can just chunk it and get another one, and they're super inexpensive. So I would say this might be, it's right up there with the nightgowns, but a top #1 pick for something that is going to really help you. And then especially as you're getting out of the house again and you're putting clothes on, this is something that you can easily take on and off as you're getting in and out of the car, going in and out of the bathroom. Sometimes you can wear it under clothing. It just kind of depends on what kind of clothing you have on. But yeah, it's something that I would also throw in my bag. Like when I was getting to the point that I was trying to wean myself off of the binder, I would throw it in my bag for if my muscles kind of got tired while I was out and about, and then I could throw it on. So it condenses down really compact, and you can throw it in a purse. And I honestly can't say enough good things about this. This one is going to be Grippy Socks. This is something I would not have thought of needing. You're going to need this in the hospital, because those socks that they give you in the hospital are ginormous. They're like one size fits all for anybody. They're gonna just swallow your foot whole as a woman, because literally a man can wear them. So you want to take your own. And my friend actually got me the ones that you see here. They're these, and I don't know where she got them. I'm suspect that she may have gotten them on Temu, or it could have been Walmart. I have not found these on Amazon. But I am linking some that I got off of Amazon. I threw them away after the fact once I didn't need them because I didn't really like the colors, but they did work great and I did use them, but I don't have them anymore to show you. These are the only ones that I have to show you. I liked her colors better. But Grippy Socks. When your abdominal muscles have been cut like that, you don't realize how much you depend on your abdominal muscles to balance yourself. And so like at home, I never, like under normal circumstances, feel like I'm slipping and sliding. But after my surgery, I definitely had this tendency to slip. I couldn't keep my balance as well. So you definitely want to have these Grippy Socks ready to go at the hospital, and when you get home, you will need them. Next thing that we have is this laptop bed tray table. I can't pronounce this exact brand, but I will link it for you and try to put it on the screen. This is essential as well because you're gonna wanna lay around a lot. You're gonna be laying around in bed a lot. So you're still going to want your iPad, you're going to want to read, you might even want to do work, like put your laptop on there. You're probably going to be eating in bed, and you are not going to want anything to rest on your stomach. You're not going to want anything to touch your stomach. And so this is perfect to elevate everything off of your stomach so that you can still use your laptop, so that you can eat in there, read a book, whatever you need to do. It's great because it collapses down and can be stored away out of the way. So I really love this one. I went back and forth a lot on which one to buy. The other thing I liked about this one is that it will slide easily on the bedding. So it's not got friction there, because that seems like it wouldn't make a difference, but you don't really have the abdominal strength to move anything those first like week or two. So yeah, this one was great all the way around. I had no complaints about it. So the next item is a grabber. Doesn't matter what kind of grabber you get. A friend of mine sent me this one. I didn't realize I was going to need it, and I relied on this thing just like so heavily every single day that I almost started to get two, because I was like panicked. Like, what if I drop my grabber? Because the thing is, it's not necessarily getting things overhead. It's when things drop on the floor. You can't bend over for a while. Literally, you don't have enough abdominal strength to bend over. And so if something drops on the floor, which I have never dropped as many things in my life as I did when I was recovering from my open hysterectomy, you are going to need something to pick stuff up off the floor. But yeah, I got panicky thinking, what if I drop my grabber on the floor? What am I going to do? So maybe get two. I never did that, like, fortunately. I always had my grabber available, and I was very careful not to drop it. But yeah, maybe get two just in case, because you're going to need that. Okay, so this next one might make you laugh. Yeah, a bell. So if you are laying in bed in your bedroom, depending on how big your house is and where your bedroom is located, you might need that. And you can always pick up the phone. You can keep your phone close by and like call or text somebody that might be downstairs or outside. But sometimes you have emergencies. Like for me, coughing and sneezing was really painful. And so I would chew, like I had an itchy throat after my surgery. I think it was from being intubated, or, the tube that goes into your throat during surgery. I think it irritated my throat. And so I would say for a good like 3 or 4 weeks after my surgery, I was getting a tickly throat. And so I was constantly, eating candy, just, honey, like anything, to keep that so it didn't tickle and so I didn't have to cough. But the other thing that's really hard is if you're laying down and you cough like that and you're trying to get up to get your candy, I mean, sometimes you can't get up. It took me about 6 weeks before I could really get myself like lifted up on my own. Like, that's how dependent I was on someone else. And so if you have a panicky moment and you need somebody to immediately come to your rescue, help you sit up, or help you find a piece of candy, or whatever it is. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's things that come up that you would not normally think would be a problem. And all of a sudden, when you can't get up on your own, or you can't react quickly on your own, you need immediate help. And that bell saved me so many times. So get one, just have it. You'll need it. Keep it by your bed, keep it within arm's reach. Yeah. And then the last item, not the last item, sorry. One of the next items that I'm going to mention is this bathroom bench. I went through 3 different benches. I got a seat that you put in the bathtub. That did not work. It was so unbalanced. And when you don't have that abdominal strength, you can't keep yourself balanced. And getting a shower is really difficult in those first few weeks. You need someone that can help you. And so don't just get the regular bench. They're not stable enough. I also got a bench that would sit like partially in the shower and partially out of the shower, so that I could like sit on it and then like throw my legs over, which I could not throw my legs over on my own. My husband had to literally lift my legs and put them over for me. So I thought maybe having a bench that was sort of like partially inside the tub and partially outside would help. Now, if you have a shower, that's not going to be a big deal. For us, we live in a little cottage that is in Charleston, and it's much older, and so we don't have a walk-in shower. We have bathtubs. And so for a lot of you, that's going to be the case, especially if you're in an apartment or something like that. You may not have a walk-in shower. And so the benches are just not stable enough. They just are too rickety, and I kept feeling like I was going to fall. So this seated bench that goes on to your shower, which I don't have it anymore to actually show you mine, but I'm linking the one that I bought here. It's just so stable. It was just so stable, and I could sit on the edge. My husband could help get my legs over, then I could scoot over. I mean, these are things you literally just don't think about until you go through a surgery like this. And so that's why I'm doing this video. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to save you the agony of trial and error that I had to go through, because showering is very hard for that first month. Just forgot one item I wanted to mention to you. I realized when I was doing the video that I didn't include it in the commentary. So it's a car pillow. Oh my goodness, coming home from the hospital is scary. I mean, just every move that you make, knowing that you got to get in the car and all the bumps and the stopping and the starting and putting the seatbelt over you, you need something like this pillow to really, just put there over your abdomen and protect it and make you feel safe. I will say that getting home from the hospital was not as hard as I thought it would be. I was really scared to get in the car and have that movement, but it wasn't that bad, so don't let it scare you. But the pillow really, it helped. It helped so much just to have that comfort there. So yeah, here's the pillow. You can take a look at it, and I really recommend this one. I have one more thing that I want to show you, and I should have showed this to you in conjunction with the binder, the Ace Wrap, but it is compression underwear. And these are a little bit expensive. They're Spanx, but they are amazing, especially when you're getting to the point that you really don't want to deal with wrapping under your clothes. Like, you're kind of getting to that point that you want to wean off that binder and you want to kind of feel free from it, and you just want something that is gonna go under your clothes and not be cumbersome. These Spanx underwear, oh my goodness, they are worth every penny. I think they're, around the $20 to $30 range, but they have got such good compression. Like, there is not much stretch in these. And, they're obviously seamless. You're not going to see anything under your underwear, and they're really going to hold you in and just make you feel safe and make your stomach muscles feel so good as you're weaning off and getting out of the house. They also have this version. It has a little bit more give, not much, but it's a little bit prettier. And so I used both. I like them both for different reasons. And then this one comes in a black as well, which is really cute. So it's like, after you go through that terrible surgery, you just feel gross. I'm sorry, but you just feel gross. You don't feel feminine. And I think this was like so exciting to put these on and just feel a little bit more feminine and a little bit free, to just put a pair of underwear on and put your clothes over that and get out of the house. And then I would always carry that binder with me in my bag when I got to that point, just in case I felt like I needed a little extra. Because what would happen to me is I would be fine for the first few hours, and then those muscles would start to tire out, and I felt like I needed a little bit more support. So it is a journey. It takes a few weeks and a few months to get to the point that you're not needing that kind of help. But anyway, I hope all these suggestions are going to make your life easier. I'm so sorry if you are having to get an open hysterectomy. A lot of the times that is for cancer, which is what I had. And so, you're with me in my thoughts and in my prayers, and just know that you can get through this. Know that you're going to get through it on the other side, and you're going to be okay. You really are. Alrighty, so I hope you have a great week. If you have any questions for me about hysterectomies that I can answer, please put that in the comments, and I can always do a follow-up video and answer questions. So thank you, and please subscribe. Thanks, bye-bye.